button and say, "Yo, what up? How's it going, man?"
Hey, it's going well.
Good to
I
hear.
subbed today, and I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing or open to the public or
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Patreon subscribers. So I was like, why not?
Thank you for the support. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So this is your first deck doctor ever. So basically, what you're gonna do is we together are gonna polish your deck, and so you're going to shoot me the pitch of like what do you want your deck to do and like why you've picked these cards, and then you gotta tell me what it is that you need help with. You want me to cut the cards? You want me to just see if there's anything that you missed, or try and convince you to play different stuff? And then together we're just gonna go through. You obviously it's your deck. You have final say. My goal here is just to like help you maybe see some things that that you know you hadn't thought of, or at least push back on your ideas and make you at least defend the choices that you've made, right? The number one thing is this is your deck. This is yours. So if there's anything that you're absolutely sold or you're in love with, tell me that has to stay. This is one of the build arounds, because I'm gonna tell you how it is. And like, I don't like this card. I do like this card, but we will get it to a spot that feels good.
Yeah, so I built this deck with the fact that I had 4 of his foundation, Kurogiri, and I had 4 Prominence Burns sitting around. And I was like, I want to build around Prominence Burn.
Love it.
So it's kind of evolved from there to becoming Evil Control,
Sure.
with just slowly whittling my opponent with Prominence Burns, trying to gather 1 or 2 momentum a turn to use some momentum effects. It used to have plus ultra, but I cut it. And now I want to keep the control aspect and keep the fury aspect, but I have so many more cards to toolbox with, and I don't know which ones to go with. Like Vile Seizing and Dignified Display, Decaying Palm Slam, trying that kind of stuff, but I'm like not sure what new cards to add and what old cards to keep.
Yeah, that is completely and totally fair. Um, it's interesting. So there's a lot of really cool things to do with Kurogiri. Love the idea of Prominence Burn. I actually recently made a Kurogiri Evil, that is that I have enjoyed. Dignified Display might be my single favorite card from the new set, and I think it's actually a Kurogiri 1 card, not a Kurogiri 2 card. Blocking with it, putting it on the bottom of the deck, Kurogiri, putting it on top, and then drawing it. Mwah.
Yeah,
How
it's nuts.
cool. How
I
cool.
immediately saw that and I was like, that's Kurogiri 1 and All for 1. That's what I saw
Yeah.
that card with.
Yeah. What sixes are we playing? No six. Oh, just polite and well
Yep.
spoken.
And Thrilled Spectator.
Oh, okay. Convenient timing is cool. Yeah, we're just getting through it. We're going through it. How's the cards in control league? Oh, you missed one. Good, we can talk about this one.
And that was like another question is, do I run both Polite and Well Spoken and Thrilled Spectator? I've had some pushback on Thrilled Spectator, but it's also put in a lot of results because so many people have been running weapons. It kind of feels like arrogant.
Arrogant disposition. Yeah, that's fair, but I think punches are way more of a thing than not, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this card has the evil symbol. Oh no, this card's so good. Oh, we have so much to talk about. How do you feel about Ignited Arrow? Talk to me about Ignited Arrow. Sell me on this card. I'm a known Ignited Arrow hater.
Cool. Ignited Arrow, I'm worried about playing against like really smart players, because I think I've been getting better results out of Ignited Arrow than I should be. It really is just there to open, farm a little bit, and then go into Prominence Burn. But I find people blocking it more often than not, and I don't know why. And I'm like, it's one of those cards that when it first launched, like, I'm just going to jam 4 of this card because it draws me a card, but I can totally see cutting it.
Yeah, that's fair. We need to make sure we have you in the deck.
And another one that has been on my mind is I'm not sure if I want to run Masterminds Revealed or not.
Masterminds Revealed. Oh, okay. Tell me about the trepidation.
It's kind of been between that and Unnerving Energy on my mind, because not looking at the checks, but looking at, so Mastermind Revealed lets me block better, which for me, when I play Kurogiri, it's like it lets me control how much damage I'm taking,
Right.
because I like to be at 9 and then sit there and control. This one helps me block the big attacks, or the, like you were saying, like it's unreducible check to my reduced speed, but it doesn't do much else, I guess. Or else I don't know if it does more than that. Where
That's
Unnerving
fair.
Energy can kind of play with Kurogiri's kit and reducing their check. Or if I should run neither or both, like I'm just not sure on that one.
I love it. Man, Evil Symbol sucks for set 1, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
None of these cards work. They all stink on ice.
It's like set 2 and forward.
Yeah.
I like that rooftop advantage. It's kind of funny now. Has some synergies.
Okay. I think that I got everything. But it's been a stream, so we will check. All right, so I've put just a bunch of cards in your sideboard. So let's talk about them. So let's talk attacks first. I don't think I put a single attack in your deck. I think your attack lineup is fine. The only card that I don't like personally is just Ignited Arrow. But like if you're seeing results with it, then like keep rocking it. You know.
Do you think Dark Interruption is worth running over that?
Dark Interruption is worth running over it. No.
Okay.
No. This card doesn't draw you a card. It's not possible. As well as like you can make you choose your next check, but you already choose your next check. So like it doesn't draw you a card and does the thing that your deck already does, right? The only time that this card is good is when you've got an attack both on top and an attack on bottom, in which case that sucks, but
yeah,
I guess that sucks.
Not often with how I'm running like 30%.
But yeah, I didn't see any attacks that you were like straight up missing. Like there's like some ways that we could change what's going on with like you've got Decaying Palm Slam, but you've got this to like try and help it. You've got Promise Burn, this to help it. I don't like Ignited Arrow. I would probably, where's my block zones? Oh, you have no low blocks on your attacks. Easily could be, let me go look.
Originally it was Sudden Death Assault.
Sudden Death Assault. It easily could be Nebula Stare. I don't think it's a bad one, although it doesn't have the keyword. It could be Hellflame Stomp. That is a good one, right? It's a 6 low for 4 or a 4 low for 6, depending on how you want to use it. Also 1 low block. I think Sudden Death Assault is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. It also could be Waylay. It could be Electromagnetic Stomp to just always have a low block whenever you want it. It could be Dropkick Slicer. That's the funniest one, but like I don't know if you want to play ones. I don't know if you want to play ones with very little way to draw it off the top. You just can't do that in your symbol. Or Merciless Rush. I think Merciless Rush is an okay one, but it's just always a 5 diff. Right?
Yeah.
What do you take out for it? Fuck if I know. But like probably one of these mid blocks, like Decaying Palm Slam. I don't know how much success you've had testing this card, but easily this gets to be a this could be a 2 of your what do your little blocks actually look like? 20? Not terrible. Not terrible. And then, what's this number gonna be at?
This is a reduction from my original Kurogiri build, which was 88 cards. So this is already an improvement. But that one was order. This one is I've been keeping around between 70 to 75,
Okay.
but I'm greedy and I like big decks.
I think big decks are not that big of a deal, especially with decks like Kurogiri.
Seven
I
hand.
don't think it's that big of a deal.
I'm playing
Just gotta know
commander.
how to sculpt, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you wanted to, I'll just go put this card in your sideboard in case you want to mess around with it. But besides that, like, there's not really a better one. Maybe Needle Stab is cool. Maybe you could mess around with that card too. But like, there's not really a ton attack wise that you necessarily have to or want to do. I like Kinetic Air Cannon, but I don't know if it works in this deck. Anywho. Asset actions. Obviously, League of Villains is great. You can honestly see yourself putting this up to a 2 of just because of how good it is in late game control and how much you want to do that. I think it's great. Holds Hostage is super cool. Very, very cool. You're Kurogiri. They play an attack. You hold hostage. You block it. They play another attack. You say no thank you to that one. I can block this second one. There's that. Good shit. Good shit. But you're missing Showdown.
I realized that one on stream.
After you block with this card, commit 2 Rabba Foundations. Very, very good. I think it's at minimum a 2 of. You easily could get away with this card being at probably like a 4 of, and you would just like playing this at a 4 of in Kurogiri might just be like an act of terrorism. So like maybe if you don't want all your friends to leave you, just play it at 2, maybe a 3.
That's how I play this game.
Love it. Yeah,
4 of.
I think 3 is probably just gonna be the answer, just because like we are making the deck bigger, and we do need to kill people at some point, at least try, you know.
Yeah. And I'm okay with reducing the deck size if it'll open up for the killing.
I accidentally added this into your main board and not your sideboard. Whoops. Foundations. So I'm just going to slam through just a bunch of foundations, right? Refreshing Slice. One of the best ways for you to utilize your momentum. Sans Dignified Display. Sans Turn Dust. There's no real momentum outs on the rest of these cards. I don't even think you're playing the... I guess you're playing Convenient Timing, which is fine, but like this is re-ready a card and then stun. Feels very good to like stack a 6 on top of your deck, check this on a 7, commit your 1 Refreshing Slice, discard your momentum, ready refreshing, they commit 1. Feels great. Teamwork. If you feel like you have a problem killing people, it's +5 damage whenever you need it. It's got a good low block. It feels very good. Easily could take the place of Hold Hostage as a 1 of if you have an issue killing people. This is how you get more damage with playing a better check system. Citywide Crisis. I'm just gonna put this in at a 1 of, and we can talk about it later. Defensive Drawing means that all your moves get +1 speed, as well as Enhance Remove, put it back to printed speed, playable while committed. It's just like an insane thing to do. Coping with number 1 is the only commit draw that your symbol has, and I think it has to exist in this deck somewhere, strictly due to the fact of you're allowed to do this and this, right? I discard a momentum, I dissolve in the conflict, I put it on the bottom of my deck, I Kurogiri, I put it on top, I grab my card. I think that like this is the way that you selectively draw on my opponent's turn, get like a partial block, and like commit draw a card is good. I don't think it gets to be the 4 of like it wants to be in order, but I think at like a 2 of it might just be fine. Nothing to See Here is a great use of that momentum as well. Commit, discard for -3 speed, playable any number of times per turn. Full on attack mode is a lock breaker in the same vein of Brute Strength. Brute Strength, you can hit harder with it for Destroy a Foundation for +1 damage as well as lose the health, whereas this is exclusively just the stuff, and this gains you health back. So you're allowed to do this to enhance on your opponent's turn, but it just doesn't have the effect of like I'll gain when you lose one, which feels good, especially on like partial blocks and stuff. Just a better low block. Is it good? Go fetch a low block. Hero Killer I think is really important in a control deck like this because there's going to be some onboard pieces that matter to you, and just like canceling that is very good. The Deadlock First Form doesn't exist though. We have one, one weapon card. So like not worth the stun 2 on 1 thing. Weird you're not playing Surviving the Final. Kind of crazy. Minus speed. Advice winner says that you'll never check bad ever in your life with Kurogiri plus advice. Desperate Times punishes them for draw. Yeah. Sticky Balls is Sticky Balls, Apathetic, Board Control, kill people, and these are just all low blocks that you could possibly try. With that said, is there anything that I said in the Foundation lineup that you were like, oh, well, that makes sense. I don't know why I don't have this.
I think a lot of what you were saying makes sense.
Okay.
Coping with number 1 was a card that I shied away from because I tried to play Endeavor 2, and I was like, man, this feels slow, but that might have been just I wasn't playing a character that could utilize it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Evil doesn't have the way to draw, like
Yeah.
you said. So I think that's important.
It's either this or Excited for Blood, right? Like that's the only 2 cards that say draw 1 card, period. Right? That's it. Those are the only ones. And Excited for Blood in your 3 diff that they have to lose health in order to activate. They have to lose health as opposed to either of us can be dealt damage and then Coping is live. Right?
Yeah.
And so like both ways it's like super duper possible for them to like not find the move, which might be why you're finding so much success with Ignited Arrow, because this card does say draw and attack, right? Yeah. Which like might just be good enough. The issue is like it sucks to Ignited Arrow and then Kurogiri and then know you have a Foundation on top and then they block it and you're like, well, shit, wasted my once per turn, right?
A lot of time.
And so like that sucks. That does not feel great. Let's talk about the cards in your deck. You ready?
Yeah.
House of Cards should probably just be a 1 of. I like Bartender a lot. I think Bartender in your deck is very, very cool, specifically because of you playing all of these. I think we easily could take these down to less of a number, right? And Bartender is that low block under the evil symbol that feels very cool, as well as the response flip is going to be nuts in the next set. Is this a high block? Okay. I think that you easily get to take like 1 of these and drop it down to a 2 of, right? I think that you keep Thrilled Spectator because this card is blank and this card is not blank, right? This card technically has card text and this one doesn't. There's nothing in our deck that like removes for a cost or something, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not playing the Shigaraki one that does that, right?
No, I'm just playing Floating.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that removes.
I guess Floating. All right, just kidding. I lied. That card's better because of Floating. Let me go find this Foundation. Mastermind's Apprentice. I'm in love with this card. I think this card is super, super good. Remove a Foundation. Your rival makes a check versus difficulty of a 6. If they fail, it gets +2 speed or -1 speed. It's either stun 1 or +2 -1. Right? Like that's the exchange rate. And if they check a 3 off the top, it's +2 or -1. It's your call. This is one of the easiest ways for you to kill people. Like you push your damage through. Imagine giving Prominence Burn another +2 speed. Imagine giving Return that's another +2 speed. They just hit. Because they can't afford to stun them because they got to try and block something later. I love this card. I think this card's super, super cool. And it works really well with this card because you just like have a committed version of this and then, or a flip version of this or whatever, and then just build it. You know?
Yeah.
What's the block? This is also 2 mid. Maybe we just 3 each. We 3 each and then see which one matters more. How about that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, because this has kept us at 75 with 25, 30, 20. Okay. Floating is good. Press Conference is good. Love League Invitation. House of Cards should be a 1 of. I know it's crazy, but like all it does is put a 3 on top of their deck. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's a unique card. You can't build 2 of them on turn 1. You don't want to see 2 of them on turn 1. Like, yeah, that's sad. And then Mastermind Revealed. The question is it this card as a 2/5, or is it this card as a 0/5, but it's -1? if you use this ability 3 times and have the foundations to commit for it, like it had better value than this, right? As long as you can like do the thing. This is once per game plus 3 to your block, or minus 3 speed, and this is once per turn minus 1 speed.
Yeah, I think that's a better play.
Yeah. So we're gonna put 3 of this in because we already cut a card, and we're gonna do this. 75 still 25, 20. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. I know it sucks, but I just want to cut rooftop vantage.
No, that's fair. Yep.
Yeah.
That is perfectly okay. I've honestly, how I've been feeling is that rooftop advantage and fruit of our labors have been my must bring low blocks foundations.
Yeah. At least fruit has like a deadlock threat, right? This deadlock form might be one of the strongest deadlocks in the entire game. Of you build a card from your hand face down. That's insane. You lose a card out of your hand and you go further into deadlock. Nuts. Yeah. This card doesn't do anything. This card looks at the top card of your other deck, and you go, all right, we know the top card of their deck. I just want to replace it with something like Desperate Times, right? Or like if you want to be crazy with it, like Brute Strength, right? Of like, I want to try and kill you. Desperate Times is just like more of a control piece. It's like a disruption piece, whereas Brute Strength is just like an aggro, right? Just like say that things like your Vile Seizing actually hit, or your Ignited Arrow actually, like, they do real damage. At the same time, though, right? Like, this card, like, hits for 7. This card hits for 5. That might be enough, but, like, I'm nervous. What does your deck do versus Muscular?
Dies.
You just give him 100 counters, and he just laughs at you?
It's sideboards into Shigaraki 1.
Fair.
In my 40 cases.
Fair.
I had to do that against Toga at locals. I'm like, I can't get through you. I'm just gonna side to Shigaraki and blow up your Excited for Bloods. But I think that Brute Strength,
or like Apathetic would be good, right? To like flip their problem cards.
Yeah.
It could be like 2 copies of Apathetic, a copy of like 1 copy of Brute Strength. It could also be like things like Mastermind's Apprentice for that minus speed, right?
Yeah. I think I like Mastermind's Apprentice when I'm running Kurigiris.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we took out 4 cards. It could just be 4 Mastermind's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Right?
And it gets me out of deadlock.
Correct. It is a lock breaker. You just need to understand that this number is low. Right? Let's look at block zones. 4. We could kick this up to a 3 of, right? And then bring Mastermind Apprentice back down to a 3 of, just to like round out our blocks. And then flip for +2 or -2 speed is not a bad ability, right? That is a good ability. And then I think 17 is fine. It's a fine number, especially with like, oh no, another low attack. All right, we'll get that out of here, and I will go find myself something else, right?
Unlike every other character, I don't have to look at a low character block and be like, well, I guess I'll die. It's like, no, I'll give you this mid instead.
Yeah.
I'll give you this 6 stiff that you wanted. You totally wanted this after you played 3 cards, right?
Yeah.
I love Showdown.
This list looks so incredibly close to what I made. Yeah.
Yeah. This deck has been super fun.
Let's actually, I mean, we're not changing your list anymore. Let's just go look and see what Evil Kurogiri looked like from my side. Just see how close we were. Maybe I didn't make Evo. Did I make Void? I must have made Evo, right? Maybe I didn't? I guess I made Void.
You're streaming, it's like Hold Hostage and League of Villains exist. Correct.
Evil Stain. No, I guess I didn't make it. Weird. I could have swore I did. Maybe I did in a dream. Oh, I did make it. There it is. It was on the other side. Okay. We'll do this so you can see as well. You ready? Instead of the 6 diff, I played Sticky Ball Pitch because it always goes to momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I like combination charge.
Yeah, this card's tight. This card's super tight in our deck. If it's blocked,
Yeah.
your deck's attack is +3 damage. Boop. Hey, it's for 7 this time. Yeah, force quirk activation, convenient timing. Yeah, 3, 2, 4, 1. Conflict of ideologies is how I was trying to kill people. 1 excited for blood. Yeah. 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 Slightly lower than yours. Roughly the same ratios.
Yep.
And I wanted the 1+ Ultra so that this was a 14 damage move when I wanted it to be. And I played Hellflame Stomp in the main board, right? Because I wanted to hit you, right? Still 22 attacks. The difference
I think
is
Ignited Arrow for Hellflame Stomp would be way better.
I mean, I'm down for it. It also says that your low blocks are probably better, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
put this in the
one of my
sideboard
motivators.
so that it's still on the table.
Like, I was thinking of Ignite Arrow. Like, most time, like, this card is 4 damage to my opponent to gain a free momentum, and they're not going to block it. And then my opponent started blocking it, and then they started dying. And it's like, this is what this card's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's like, you die because I got 2 Prominence Burns.
Yeah.
I stacked Prominence Burn on top of my deck in case you blocked.
All right, man. Well, this looks like
Thank
a
you.
list to me. Thank you for subscribing on Patreon. I really, really appreciate it. I think like you might have been Patreon number 100. So that's very, very cool.
That's awesome.
Makes me feel very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list over, and you have a good rest of your night, okay?
You too.
Peace.